Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Mr. Crypto Vet coming at you with another video update for the 8-minute trader along with the 8-minute scalper alert update. And in today's video, we got a lot of exciting news about the scalper alerts as well as how to effectively use the alerts. I intentionally delayed this video coming out a little later on in the evening today than usual because there is a training that Sal and Coach Mo executed on this afternoon around 3 p.m. Eastern. And in that training, they went over a lot of the psychology of trading in general, along with how to properly enter and exit a trade. They went over some technical analysis, how to use the charts, how to read the charts, just on a very basic level. So I have the recording to that session down in the description below, and I wanted to make sure that I provided you guys with that along with this video, so that way you guys can put two and two together and see exactly how to be profitable. I guess what happened yesterday was there was some folks who didn't have a lot of success with the alerts that were coming through, and there wasn't proper risk management done on these trades, and folks just didn't know when to enter. They didn't know when to exit. Was it too late to get into the trade? Was it too early to get out of a trade? Was I holding on to my trade too long? I'm not talking about me personally because I did pretty well considering, but I have two plus years of going on 3 years now actually of trading experience. So this isn't my first rodeo, and this isn't my first day in the trading world. So, but for a lot of people, it is. And we want to make sure that the information is getting out there correct and people aren't making basic errors. So those are some of the things that I'm going to touch on in today's video. But before I hop into today's video, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just for educational purposes only. I'm just some random guy on YouTube. Um, Along with that, let's just roll right into it. So we had an awesome training this afternoon at 3. But even before that, we had an amazing US 30 open call this morning at 9:30 Eastern. I actually want to show you guys the chart. It was such an easy win this morning. Let's see here. So I don't know if you can see my chart. I don't really mark up my chart a whole lot on the MT4 just because I don't like how you have to click around for all the different tools. It's easier for me to use MT4 when I'm trading live because I can look at the chart kind of naked and see. But when I want to mark charts up and use specific functions for marking up a chart, I will use the TradingView website. It's a great tool to use if you want to learn how to mark up a chart. Don't let all this mess confuse you, though. You don't have to understand all this. I just basically wanted to show down here, you can see the times. This is today, the 16th of August at 9:30, which is the US Open. So you can see here, the market was ranging. And then as soon as, and I believe this is where the actual green line was this morning for the trade. You could see how it busted through, and it actually continued just on a straight upwards movement this morning. So it was a very, it made it real easy for us to win this morning. And if you look, this was 33,875 once it broke through, and it went all the way up to about really just about $90. And the crazy part was this was all in a matter of 1 to 3 minutes. So it's called the 8-minute trader for a reason, and that's because 9 times out of 10 we are in and out of a trade before 8 minutes is up after the US 30 Open. But you can see overall the market was extremely bullish. It even continued to rise after this if you were to stay in the trade. So definitely, could have been a very profitable day for someone. It was just very bullish. Look at this. Sheesh. What a trend. So that was the US 30 open call. Very successful, very easy. And then we had some alerts come through throughout the morning. There weren't quite as many alerts that popped through the Telegram channel today as there were yesterday. I know we did eliminate the DAX from the alerts for now, but I can't wait for us to be able to get our hands on the actual scalper tool. So we can apply that to any instrument that we want on MT4. If the instrument is there, you can apply the scalper tool to it, because you're also going to get some other tools along with that. There's also some other goodies that you're going to get along when they actually officially launch, to include a trade manager, which includes automation, such as automatic stop loss, automatic take profit, automatic calculation percentage for your tolerance of risk. So those features you will have to initially enter manually at some point, I'm sure. But once you have it all set up, like, you can just kind of set it and forget it type of deal. So there's that's going to be coming out once we officially launch, along with the strategy on how to trade the arrows. They're going to go over how to do that, along with some special strategy that happens right after the US 30 Open, the end of the initial Open. There's a strategy that Sal has mentioned, that he can turn some pretty hefty profit on his account in just one session. So the alerts that came through today, I myself did pretty well. Like I said on my video from yesterday, I'm not going to divulge any percentage, because your trading experience is going to be completely different from my trading experience. So it doesn't necessarily matter what my percentage was. Just know that I was positive for the day. If you really want to know, you can go check out my FX book. I leave the link to my FX book down below for you guys who want to track me on all that good stuff. I will be hopping into an FTMO challenge for 100,000 once we officially launch, just so that way I have access to all the tools and resources to make my chances of success even higher. I know that I have a really good chance with all the tools that we have at our disposal right now. But just to be sure, since this is a challenge that I will have to pay for, I want to be sure that I have as many tools in my arsenal as possible when going in. So aside from that, just the training today was phenomenal. As a 3-year trader, or almost 3-year trader, just know that in that short amount of time, we were on the call today for maybe an hour and 40 minutes. There was so much value that was dropped, from how to place a stop loss, how to place a take profit, how to use a trend line, how to recognize market structure, how to recognize support and resistance, how to draw a trend line, and how to recognize, bearish and bullish market. So just a lot of information that was divulged this afternoon, that I don't think that, there's so many new people here to the trading space. They had no idea what some of the stuff was today before the call had started. And I feel like they left with a mind that has been so expanded. And, once your mind has been expanded, it's really hard to contract that again to its original form. So I think people are just going to continue to eat it up, learn, and get as much value as possible. And speaking of value, something that I'm going to do specifically for my team and all the folks who get enrolled with me on the 8-Minute Trader is I'm going to be putting together a mini course similar to what Sal and Coach Mo did this afternoon. So if you're brand new to the trading space and you don't really know where to get started, how to read a chart, some of the things to go along with reading technical analysis on the chart, to use with the alerts as a form of confluence to be able to enter and exit a trade. It's not going to be super complex. It's not going to be anything above and beyond. But it is going to be a small mini course that I'm going to be putting together that I probably could sell, but I'm going to be giving it away for free to anyone who is partnered with me on the 8-Minute Trader and is enrolled under my link. There's that benefit to it, along with the benefit of placement. One of the awesome things about youngevity and the 8-Minute Trader is that I can place people wherever I want who are direct to me. So if you're a builder and I know you're going to build pretty strong, I can essentially, structure my team how I want, and you have up to 60 days to be able to place people in your organization before they stick. So the folks who I see who are building heavy, I'm obviously going to help them out to advance sooner rather than later, because that's just going to help the team out overall. But the sooner that you get involved with me on my team, the better. And to stay locked in and get those updates on that, you're going to want to join my private Telegram group, which is FX Superheroes. And just so that way you can see what that looks like, I'm going to share. Let's see, it's a channel on Telegram. I don't know why it's not popping up here. Let's see here, share screen. Here we go, Telegram. So you're going to want to look for something that looks like this. It's going to say FX Superheroes. And I'm actually going to leave the link to my group in the description below of this video. I usually leave a lot of useful information down in the description of my videos, as well as how to register and get started with the 8-Minute Trader. We made it very, very simple now. It's still free to do, so make sure you hop in now sooner rather than later. And then when we do convert, you just, hop on right away. That's another one of the things that Coach Mo and Sal talked about this afternoon on the training, is that everyone's in such a rush to make $1 million so quick. And I got some bad news for you. You're not going to make $1 million here in a day. You're not going to make $1 million in a week. You're not going to make $1 million probably in a month. Not to say that it's not possible, but the chances of that happening are slim, depending on your account size, of course. If you have $500,000 or 800,000, it might be relatively easy for you to get to $1 million. But majority of the people aren't going to come in here that heavy with 8-Minute Trader. I'm thinking maybe anywhere from $500 all the way up to maybe like 10,000, maybe 50,000 on the heavier side. To start with, unless you're doing an FTMO challenge, which you can get all the way up to 200,000 in funding if you pass the challenge. So, but I say all that to say, come in here with a level-minded head and just know that you're not going to make a whole lot of money initially. You want to make sure you get down the strategy. You want to make sure that you know how to read a chart. You want to know when to enter and exit a trade. Risk to reward is one of the big things that we went over this afternoon on the call, and how to go and do a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. And we learned how if you even take if you take 10 trades using a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio and you only win 4, you're still profitable. So that's like a professional MLB player. If you're batting 3 out of 10 times and you hit the ball, then you're paid $1 million. So kind of similar concept here in trading. But just definitely take a look at that training and you'll get the big picture of what I'm trying to say here. But the main thing is just focus, especially if you have a lower account balance, just focus on trying to get that $199 a month to cover your membership dues. And if you're able to do that, be able to cover your membership dues, then this is just like paying your tuition. You got to learn the concept. You got to learn how to do these things. No one's going to be an overnight instant success. It doesn't happen that way. There's plenty of people who have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for education. And how long did it take for them to get their initial investment back for that? Same thing with the business owner, really. I mean, there's people who put millions of dollars up to get started with the franchise or what have you. And most of the time, they don't break even until 3 to 5 year mark. So what's to say that you're any different? Matter of fact, name a business model where you can come in and pay $600, have access to this much value, this much content, this much, just so much packed in that you're going to be getting once we officially launch, by the way, because guess what? We're still in pre-launch. So you're getting all this for free, and people are making real money if you have a real account that you're trading with now because it's free. So name something that is that powerful that's out there now today where you can come in at such a low threshold and make that money back depending on your account balance within a week, within 2 weeks, within a month. But definitely try it out and stick around for 6 months to a year. Really gauge it out, really test it out, really, test the waters and see if this is something that's going to work for you. And that's not even, I'm laughing at that to say it's going to work for you. They used a great analogy earlier today, and it was like Steph Curry. He could shoot a basketball 10 out of 10 times from the 3-point line, and he can hit all 10 times, right? we know that the basket is going to go into the hoop when he shoots it, right? So if you take an ordinary person who's never played basketball before, you could put him right next to the basket and you give him 5 shots, and there's a chance that he might shoot zero out of five. So does that mean that basketball does not work? Does that mean that something's wrong with the ball? Does that mean that the court is too big, too little? No. The court is the exact same court that Steph Curry is shooting on. It's just he's trained for years and years and years, and he's done drills, and he's had mentorship. He's had all these plethoras of things that have made him a great basketball player that he is today. And you can relate that to trading as a whole. You know, not the brand new person isn't going to shoot 10 out of 10 times just getting started. So I hope that makes sense to you. Rewatch this video if you really want to understand the big picture. Check out the link to the recorded training that happened earlier. It was one of the most powerful trainings that I've actually been a part of since the release of the free 8-minute trader calls. And just the access to information, even the psychology compound masterclass that happen every Thursday with Dr. Ariaza, those are very powerful as well. So make sure you guys are tapping into that kind of stuff because people pay thousands of dollars for information like that, and we're getting it right now for free. So I think that's pretty valuable. Make sure you guys check me tomorrow for a new update video on the 8-minute trader. And until then, happy trading, and I'll see you tomorrow.